Hey team, welcome back to another episode of the Strength Game Podcast. I'm your host, Nick O'Brien, and this is episode 100. The Strength Game is a weekly podcast dedicated to discussing all things physical culture with the coaches, athletes, iron enthusiasts, and experts deeply embedded in the strength game on both sides of the profession, both as coaches and as competitive athletes. This episode is going to be a little bit different. This is a special one. This is our 100th episode. It's kind of hard to believe that we actually got to this point. Really never thought that how far we would get and actually get into the triple digits. So with that being said, I thought what better way to kind of kick off the episode than review a little bit of what's happened in the past episodes and kind of look back to how we got here. So we kind of started this whole project out as a way to connect and highlight more coaches who are also training and in the trenches doing both sides of the profession. And it was a way always for me to kind of highlight those individuals, virtually meet them, and kind of share those conversations with you, the audience. We started this first episode was back in November on November 6th of 2020. And we've had 99 awesome guests so far. And we've got some really great ones lined up for the future. But this project has been going on for a little over 3 years. And today, January 16th of 2024, is going to mark the 100th episode. There's a lot that's kind of gone into the project. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that have helped, a lot of people who have made suggestions, obviously the guests agreeing to come on and all the listeners. There's a lot of people that I need to thank for listening, for providing feedback, for all those things. It's been awesome so far, and I didn't know how the project was going to be kind of received, and everyone that's been providing feedback and listening has been super supportive, and it makes me want to continue doing it, and I'll also highlight more people and continue to have these conversations with other folks. Personally, on my side, it's changed a lot too from the time. If you're someone that watches the show on YouTube, it's definitely changed a bit. In those 3 years, I've changed jobs twice, made one cross-country move from California to Florida, and even got commissioned in the Army at the same time. So there's been a lot of changes throughout these 100 episodes, but it's been pretty well worth it. And luckily, we've been able to stay pretty consistent with releasing those episodes for everybody that continues to listen on a weekly basis. So so far we've had, like I said, a lot of great people, a lot of great competitors, a lot of great coaches in the strength game on the show today, or on the show in general, and not just strength coaches. We've had coaches in their own right in their profession, in athletics and kind of tangential sports, performance, sports medicine, all those sorts of things were on the show. And it's been great to highlight and share these conversations with all of you guys the whole way. And the goal really is to keep this rolling for everybody that chooses to listen, supports the show. We're going to keep going and make sure that we can bring even more people onto the show. So, like I said, there's a lot of people behind the scenes that support the show. Everybody that listens, our sponsors, and obviously the guests that come on as well. First, I wanted to thank kind of our sponsors. A huge thanks goes out to Samson Equipment and Cerberus Strength. The whole team over there has been awesome. I can't say enough good things about both these companies and the outstanding people who have really made this show possible and backed us from the beginning. So if you guys want to do anything to kind of help support the show in a small way, definitely go over and check out samsonequipment.com and cerberusstrength.com. Tell them that Coach O'Brien and the rest of the strength game team sent you over there. I can't say enough good things about Ken Nowicki, Andy Zappian, and all the Schroeder family over at Samson Equipment and Cerberus Strength. You guys have been awesome, and it's great to have the support and backing from two great companies in the strength conditioning and performance-based profession that see the value in sharing these conversations and also see the value in providing quality information and resources for coaches, teachers, educators, athletes, everybody that enjoys training and coaching. So thank you again to both those awesome companies, Samson Equipment and Cerberus Strength. You guys have been nothing but awesome so far. And I hope to continue kind of the partnership moving forward and with your help and backing and support. So thanks to you guys. The other people I want to kind of thank are just awesome guests, all the awesome guests. Really, without you guys, it would not be possible. Like I said, we've had 99 guests after the pilot episode, leading into this 100th episode. So we've had 99 different people on who've really just agreed on a whim to come on the show. And everyone took some time out of their busy schedule to sit down and virtually talk some shop with me for pretty much little to no return and investment for them. It started off with a lot of former mentors and friends and colleagues like that I knew pretty well in the profession. But from there kind of quickly branched out, and I've met people for the first time virtually through here, and I've got to see them at the conference later on. I've kind of grown coaching trees from interns or GAs after me at certain spots, or coaches that I kind of knew by a couple degrees of separation, and people that we've kind of like passed the torch back and forth from different jobs or worked for different people along the way. And it's cool to see how small a profession is and how tight knit a profession is when you start talking to people and realizing that they know other people, or they can put you in contact with someone else. It's awesome to kind of reach out and have people be so receptive and willing to kind of come on and share their story. So I'm really appreciative to everyone that has come on and agreed to come on. And I know there's more people lined up, and we have a lot more suggestions, and I have a long running list of people that I would like to get on the show. And for that reason too, that's why I want to continue to keep going. There's a lot of people that I haven't had an opportunity to really sit down and have a conversation with, or I haven't in a long time. And I think that sharing those conversations and kind of talking some shop with them and sharing their backstory and their philosophy and why they kind of got into the strength game, I think that's awesome to continue to share that with people. And that's why we're going to keep it going. So I appreciate all the guests. Like I said, we've had kind of every guest from every walk of life that's related to the strength game on the show, and it's truly been awesome. They're all coaches in their own way, and I can't thank them enough for kind of accepting my invitation to join the strength game team. We've had coaches from the college setting, the high school, private sector, tactical setting, professional sports, including Major League Baseball, the NBA, and the NFL. We've had athletic trainers on, physical therapists, data scientists. We've also had combat veterans, firefighters, professors, and PhDs, to gym owners, sports scientists, NSCA board members. And we've also had first full-time job individuals in their first coaching spot, to all the way to master strength conditioning coaches, or coaches who have transitioned to another another field not fully coaching anymore. We've also had seasoned vet speakers who are kind of hard to come by and normally would be speaking somewhere much larger, all the way down to first time podcast guests. So a lot of people kind of just breaking in and kind of sharing their story publicly for the first time. We've had coaches and competitors in their own right in just about every sport: powerlifting, BJJ, CrossFit, strongman, Highland Games. We've had professionals in the sport, amateurs in the first sport, people getting in for the first time. Obviously, college athletes, high school athletes, everything you can kind of name. We try to not limit who's coming on because I think everybody's story is special. And if you're someone that has had the barbell shape you in a certain way and you've spent time under the bar, you spent time preparing and training and getting ready for competition, and you've also been someone on the other side of it where you're preparing someone else and you're coaching or you're trying to rehab someone back from an injury, or you're around sports and athletics all the time. Like, those are the people that I think that are on both sides really have an awesome story to share and a lot of insight that I think is beneficial for everybody to hear. So thank you again to all the guests who have come on. I don't want to run through all 99, but I appreciate all you guys coming on. Well, maybe in the future we'll see how we're going to do repeat guests, but for right now I got a long list of first timers to try to get on. But thank you guys all for coming on and joining the Strength Game team. It's been awesome, and hope to continue the conversations moving forward with everybody. Last but kind of not least is everybody who listens to the show. Like I said, the show wouldn't be possible without a guest, because I don't want to sit here and talk like I am on this episode or the pilot episode at all. I'd rather bring people on and highlight them. Those are the experts, and I'm just kind of facilitating it so that they can share their story and with this platform. The sponsors are super helpful and highlight everything we're doing and support us. But really, this wouldn't be possible without everyone listening. So, I mean, I would do this regardless if anyone was listening or if there was a million people listening each episode. But the feedback, the suggestions, everything that we get, like all the support from listeners, that's really what kind of drives the show and makes me want to continue to bring more people on and continue having more episodes because of the people that actually do listen on a consistent basis, or listen to someone who they really like, and then hopefully that spins off to them listening to someone else that gets suggested for them. So again, thank you all for tuning in, for subscribing to the show on whatever platform you listen to. Thank you for all your support and feedback. Everyone who has shared the show, repost it, recommended guests for future episodes, and kind of letting us know which episodes you really enjoyed. Please keep all that coming. It's super helpful, and it definitely fires me up to continue to bring more people on. And it's exciting to see that there's more people listening than just my parents. And there's more people that actually want to hear these conversations be had in a different manner, because I try to make it not so interview like. I want it to be conversational, like you're having a drink with a coach at a conference, like behind the scenes, and you guys are just talking about, inevitably training always gets brought up, so you're kind of just having a nice easy conversation with them. So hopefully that's how it kind of comes across for everybody. But like I said, I really appreciate everyone's support. I can't thank you all enough for continuing to support the show, and thank you for everyone who continues to listen. For those of you that actually want to kind of help in any way, like I said, these 100 episodes wouldn't be possible without the support. But if you haven't already done so, I try to leave it to the end credits for not me saying it, just because I don't want to ask too often, but it really does help if you are someone that listens. Please subscribe to the show on whatever your preferred or favorite platform for listening to podcasts are. Please consider rating the show 5 stars or whatever you think it's worthy if you like it, and leave a review. All that stuff really does help, and it puts us in front of more coaches and competitors that are like-minded individuals in the strength game. So if you have someone, a friend or family member, or you think that was actually going to benefit this, please share it with them on social media, or send them the link, hit reply to any of our episodes, and let us know what was your favorite, or if you have any more guests in mind. Like I said, subscribing, rating, reviewing, all the comments on whatever platform it is really does help kind of boost everything up and get us in front of more people, so that we can kind of spread the word of the show and get more people on as well. So if you haven't already, head over to the Strength Game on whatever your preferred platform is, and definitely follow us as we kind of continue past episode 100. With that said, like, again, comments, critiques, concerns, anything, just let us know, and we can try to get in front of a bigger audience, and try to make sure that these episodes get a little bit more exposure, and well-deserved exposure, for all the guests, the awesome guests that are coming on, because they're sharing a lot of great things. You can find the show on pretty much every single platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Buzzsprout. We have video on YouTube, on my YouTube channel as well, Pandora, Amazon Music, Castbox, Overcast, iHeart Radio, Spreaker, Podbean, whatever it is. And then CoachO'Brien.com has all the links, all the information on all the guests that have come up, as well as where to kind of listen to next and what our upcoming schedule looks like. So if you've got someone in mind, or if you want to go back through the 100 episodes and listen to someone specifically, definitely head over there. The playlist on YouTube, as well as CoachO'Brien.com, has everything. Like I said, I really am excited to keep talking to these awesome people and share these conversations with you all. And so thank you for following along and being a part of the Strength Game with all of us. If you haven't been a guest, or if you're just listening all the time, like, you're as much a part of this show as I am. And I really appreciate everybody and this journey so far. And hopefully there's many more episodes to come. So with all that said, we'll see you next time on the Strength Game.
That's it for this episode of the Strength Game. Thank you again to this week's guest and to our sponsors. Be sure to connect and keep up with our guests at the links in the description below. Remember to subscribe to us on Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast provider to stay up to date on all future episodes. Also, check us out on YouTube and CoachO'Brien.com, where you can find all the video versions of these episodes, as well as show notes, episode schedule, and much more. Comments, ratings, and reviews are always welcome and appreciated. Thanks again for tuning in, and be sure to join us next week for another great episode of The Strength Game.